Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 618 of the Mike from Maine show, the place where we do daily interviews with successful online entrepreneurs. This is your host, Mike Thomas, and today on the show, we have Neil Napier on, and we're going to be talking about a really cool way that you can use the power of video to generate leads on your websites using pop-ups. Now, this isn't a normal pop-up builder. This is actually going to let you create mini funnels so that you can have multi-step opt-ins, keep your visitors on the original page that they were looking for, and give them the opportunity to perhaps buy something from you and make you a little more money. Let's get into it. Here's Neil. We are here today with Neil Napier. Neil, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Mike. It's good to be here.
Neil is one of those guys that's been on my show multiple times before. He's always busy putting out products that he first builds for himself and then releases out to the public. Neil, I know right now you're a bit busy. We're on different sides of the earth. You're in a place that you're not normally in. What's going on?
That's true, and you can probably tell that with the background. So usually, when we do these calls, I'm in Finland, nice and comfortable, a bit cold. Right now, I'm actually in Philippines. So I traveled all the way to Philippines because we have a lot of employees here working with us full time. And what we're doing now is we are expanding, we're growing aggressively, and we're actually building up an office here. So we rented out this nice home office setup, and we already have half of our team working from this place, and we're actually recruiting a few more people as well in support for design and for development as well. So, we're kind of really on this path of expansion because we've had some really good last 12 months or so, and we want to use that cash that we've generated and build more assets for ourselves. So I decided I'd come all the way here to the other side of the world and meet our team and, talk with them, see what's working, see what's not working, and improve our business, really.
Is this the first time you've gone to the Philippines, or you've been there before?
It is the first time, and it's quite warm here, actually. It's quite warm here.
I'm sure it's a lot different than being in Finland.
It is. It really is. But I haven't done any crazy stuff yet, although I've been recommended to go for this massage where big snakes, I can't remember which ones they are, big snakes actually massage you. So
it
sounds interesting.
Sounds interesting. Maybe when you're done with this product launch, you can go out there and do that.
I should. Yeah, cool, I should release this first. Yeah.
Cool. Well, today I brought you on because I want to talk about your most recent project that you're currently working on and you're currently launching while you are on the road traveling the world, called Video Lead Box. On the sales page here, it says groundbreaking technology generates 289 leads from dead blog posts and instant revenues with never before seen video multi-step opt-ins. So before we take a look at exactly what this is, give us a brief overview of what this is all about.
Sure. So before I tell about the product, I just want to cover a mini case study, as it were. So, we developed this internally for ourselves. This has actually been in development for the last 10 months. It's only now that we are kind of happy with the results it's producing for us, and we want to take this out to the rest of our customers and everyone's customers if they find it good. We actually used this on one of our pages recently, and again, this is an exceptional case study. It's a good case study. What we did was we had a blog that we weren't really doing anything with. We had written some posts some time ago, and it was getting a lot of traffic, and it was all organic, right? Like we wrote this post about 6 or 7 months ago, but we weren't doing anything with it. So what we did was we decided to use Video Lead Box on it and actually put one of these boxes and see how it performs. And it instantly generated 289 leads in one single day. But as I'll show you, one of the key features of this is the multi-step opt-ins. So what that did for us was, as soon as people opted in, we kept them on the same page, and I'll show you a demo of that. We kept them on the same page, and we instantly upsold them on something. So we actually generated close to $2,000 on the same day after generating these 289 leads. So, what I'm getting to is that the results that we've seen with this have been phenomenal, and that is why we are kind of okay now to take it to public and offer it to our customers as well, because we're convinced that this does have the potential.
I'm really interested in taking a look at that multi-step opt-in form. And the reason is because I've used pop-ups on my site, different tools. It's a no-brainer for me to use, as I've got traffic coming in from Google, from Facebook,
Yeah.
from these social areas, and I want to make sure that I capture those people, get them on my list so I can market to them over and over again, expose them to my message, get them to come back and purchase through my affiliate link or buy some of my products. These subscribers are they're people, of course, but also there's a metric there where a subscriber is worth a certain amount of money. Some people say they're worth $1, some people say less, some people say more, depending upon how good of a marketer you are with them. But what really impressed me here is that you have someone who, let's say they're searching for something, and they've searched on Google, they found your website, and they want to pursue what they've searched. Well, then that pop-up comes up there, and they put in their email, and normally what's going to happen there is that person's going to go off to another page. And with what you're doing, you actually keep them on the page so that maybe not everyone is going to buy the product that when they opt in and they've got that upsell or whatever action you're trying to get them to take after, not everyone's going to take that action. And you could just have someone that maybe was going to do something else and maybe interact with your content and then complete an action somewhere else in your site. You've just kind of been like, oh no, wait, hey, come in here and do this, and they go off and like, no, I don't want to do this, and then they're gone. With what you're doing, you can show them that. They can say, okay, no, thank you, I'm cool. Let me just go back to browsing, kind of like in a store, and they can continue on with what they're doing. You're going to be able to show us an example of that today, but I'm excited to see that aspect of it.
I will. And I mean, this is why the technology is really groundbreaking. No one out there, and I mean no one out there, we've researched, no one out there is doing these multi-step opt-ins. You probably have seen two-step opt-ins, and we do have ready-made templates for that in the software as well. But, we're talking about actually making a deeper funnel, because this is something I'm really good at. I'm really good at building funnels that I know can work really well. So we wanted to do something similar at a micro level on pop-ups. I mean, you go to lead pages or any other landing page builder, you can create these kind of funnels with different landing pages. And we thought, well, how can we shrink this and make it even more sort of conducive to people to opt in, to buy something? And so we came up with the idea of this multi-step funnel. And I mean, as I said, it's working really well, because every time you get people to take an action, you get them to confirm with you that, okay, we're interested in whatever you have to say next, so show us what you have to say next. The concept comes from Autoresponder Madness, from Andrea Chaperon, if you know of that, where you just get people to commit to you more and more and more and more. And as they do that, your conversions go through the roof, because obviously some people are going to fall off, but some people are also going to get so committed by the end of it that they see you as the only expert, the only authority figure. And we wanted to simulate that experience for the end user as well.
This might be a little off topic, but that it goes along with the fact of commitments and micro actions. My wife and I were at a bar yesterday, and we were just having a beer during the day. So it was a nice day. And this woman came up to us, and she had this little iPad with her. And she's like, can I ask you some questions about about what kind of beers you guys like? And as a marketer, I'm sitting there like, I knew exactly what was going on. But my wife was like, oh, of course, like, let's take a look. And I'm like, okay, like, let's see. I went along with it because I wanted to see what their marketing was like. I'm really interested in that. So she started asking. She's like, okay, well, what kind of do you eat to live, or do you live to eat? And my wife was like, well, she eats to live. And I answered, I live to eat. I love eating. But then the other questions were like, in your tea, do you have sugar in your tea? Okay, no. Do you like milk in your coffee? Blah blah blah. And just these little questions, and then. After about 5 questions, it was like, okay, well, give us your email and your name, your email, and we'll give you the results. And at that point, I sat there and I was like, if I say no to this right now, if I say no, it's going to be a little bit awkward. I've already kind of engaged with this person. I've already made these micro commitments and gone along with this. I might as well just give them my information. But it got me thinking, if she had just come up to me originally and said, like, give me your email address, like, I would have said no immediately. It would have been really easy to say no. So I think it brings us back to the fact that if you can get people to commit a little bit in your marketing and not simply say, buy this immediately, sometimes if you can get them inside and involved in your world, your conversions can go up.
I agree, and I think in this story that you just told me, I'm guessing your wife also thought a bit differently, and she said, "Now I need to know what these test results say."
Hmm.
So she wasn't really thinking like, I know what you're doing," but she was thinking, "Oh wow, this is so cool! Like I want to know what she has to say about my personality or about what tea I like." So it really gets people engaged, and these kind of multi-step pop-ups are similar because instead of sending people on a treasure hunt around the web, you basically tell them, okay, we have got some cool information for you. We're not going to take you away from what you're doing right now. So stay on this page, keep working with us, and we're going to give you something at the end of it. And people like that. I mean, it's entertainment, basically.
And when the thing was over, it's kind of like on your page. I could click out X and go back to what I was doing, whether it was at the bar with my wife or on the web page browsing the page that you were working on. Let's take a look inside, Neil.
Sure, sure. So let me share my screen with you. Please tell me when you see it as well.
It's coming. Cool, we got it.
Okay, great. So, when you land in the dashboard, you have all these campaigns, and this is one of the test accounts that we have set up because I wanted to show all the feature in a clean account. And it's quite easy to set up these campaigns. I'm going to show you one of them, how easy it is to set this up. And again, I mean, you can do multiple of those. So once you start creating a new campaign, you have to start by entering the name, quite simple. Now, this is quite unique as well. Usually the pop-ups that, people build, they can only show up like on one side of the page, like only one point on the page. This one can show up on 9 different locations. So you can decide whether you want it to show up on top left or in the center or in bottom right. So you have all these different locations that you can work with. And then you also have different settings for when this lead box will show up. So it could be on entrance, for example. So it's right as soon as people enter, or 15 seconds later, 60 seconds later, whatever you want. And then you also have the scroll possibility as well. So maybe if someone's reading a blog post, once they've scrolled past the 50% point on the page, you can then show them the lead box. You also have the exit intent technology built in, which I know there have been a few products about this as well. But what this means is as soon as someone tries to leave the website or tries to, or presses the back button, they're instantly showed this pop-up because they were intending to leave the page. So you could do that too. And then the most obvious one we use is for page close. And I mean, let me tell you this, a lot of old pop-ups that people used to see are really ugly. I mean, these old, like they look like you basically made a mistake. That's what the web browser shows you. But these ones are much more elegant, and I'll show you some templates. These ones look more like, okay, we know you were trying to leave, but we just want to bring you back one last time. So they build the attraction with the audience, which is very, very critical part of the setup. Then you can choose to show these lead boxes on either one page or all the pages of a website. You can choose to show them like once a day or once every 3 days to someone who lands on the page. So maybe you don't want to annoy someone by showing them the same lead box over and over again. So you could do that. And then you can automatically close it as well after some time if people don't take an action.
Especially Neil, sorry to interrupt you, but like if you have an email list and someone in your emailing people and they're coming to your website, you don't want to show them that lead box every single time. You want to show it maybe to them one time, and that's going to be, and they're on your list, and you don't need to annoy them every single time they come to your site.
Exactly. And I mean, we're thinking about adding some more things to it. So maybe some sort of integration. So it's based on like cookies as well. So cool. At the moment it's based on days, but we're still continuing to improve it based on feedback. Nice. But that's basically how you set up the base framework for one of these opt-in templates. Now I want to show you the builder, which I think is really cool. I've shown this around to a few people and they absolutely love the drag and drop functionality here. And I want to show you that too. So as soon as you create a new campaign, you see different ready-made templates. So one of them is a blank copy, so you can start from scratch, of course. But what I always recommend is using a template because we actually hired a new graphic designer to create these. And you'll see with the quality, and people will see on the sales page as well, the templates are really, really good. They are, at the end of the day, what sells to the end user as well. So as long as you have something beautiful on your landing page, people are going to pay attention. If it's something ugly, they're not, because they're used to seeing ugly. So when you get in, we cover about 15 different niches, and we have 2 templates for each niche. One is to request, like, hey, opt in to get something, and the other one is to say, hey, click here to get something, which is like, hey, if you want to buy something from us or anything of that sort. So we cover different markets like bakery, we cover dentist, home repairs, Kindle, we have lawyers as well, we have make money online, nightclubs as well. So we cover various different markets here, and I want to show you one of them. So let me actually show you this particular template. This is for plumbers, and in this case, I'm going to show you when we try and collect email addresses, exactly what that template looks like. So as soon as you load up something, again, all these items have already been pre-constructed. So if you didn't want to add anything else, you could just say, okay, this is fine. Let's just save and move forward. Let's connect it with our autoresponder, and let's move forward as well. So this is the subscribe button here. And as soon as you click on any element, the right-hand side shows you different settings. So in this case, you can put the HTML code. You have different placeholders. You can change the name of the button, and you can choose if the name field is necessary or not. So you can basically set all these settings yourself instantly. And if I do this for the video, I'll show you that element as well. You can put the YouTube video URL. If you want to embed it, then you can embed it as well. So if you don't want to get video from YouTube, if you want to get it from Vimeo or some other place, you could actually put the embed code in this case as well. I think it's actually further down, but yeah. So you can also choose entrance animation, and this is really cool. So I could say, let's say shake. So what happens is that as soon as this pop-up would load, this video would shake so that it looks, it captures attention.
That's what you need to do. You're trying to get these people's attention because they've seen pop-ups over and over again on different websites. Now this is going to be something different from what they normally see.
Exactly. I mean, it will be, and I think that's the point, that it captures their attention. It does a pattern interrupt and gets them to take notice. What I do want to show you now is the multi-step thing. So, in this case, what I can choose to do is I can add a new step, right? So I can say, okay, let's add a step number 2, and when that loads up, that template is basically blank to begin with. One thing I didn't show you, let me go back here, step number 1. I can actually, let me just move this up a bit. I can resize this as well if I want to. So I can change the size of this so that the user experience is something different now. Let me just change some more. So there we go. So, that setting also allows you to customize to your website. For example, if you have a very content-rich website, you want to make the pop-up as big as possible because that's the one that should grab attention at that time. If you have a very thin website, you could have a little pop-up that shows up with the instructions on what to do next. And once I have this, just because I want to streamline everything, I can move this around. So I can move this as well. I can move this guy as well here. And I can move the subscribe button too. And then I can add more things as well if I wanted to do so. So if I just show you this quickly before I go back to the multi-step thing, all I have to do is grab something from here. So for example, I could grab this icon and I can put the icon here. And as I do that, it literally just adds the icon. I could resize this if I wanted to. I could change the color settings right here. So if I select this, I could change the color settings. So the background color could be white, or let's go for a much more darker one. So this way it's quite easy to customize this any which way you want. And that's the
I'm
big
lazy,
point.
Neil. I'm lazy. I probably just use the templates and just kind of change my text, change my videos, and go with that.
That's good. I mean, you don't need to do more than that. I think that enough is how we got the 289 new leads on that blog post. So going back to step number 2, just to check, Mike, if you can hear me okay still?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
Cool. I lost you for a second there.
Me too. But I think it's fine now. So step number 2, as I showed you earlier, this is basically now a blank template. Now I can fill this up with anything I want. So for example, I could go to buttons and I could put a button here, which could say, hey, thank you for signing up with us, like download your coupon code here. And just underneath, I could place some text as well. I could place headline or anything, even custom HTML. So if I go to miscellaneous, I could put like custom HTML and get people to click on a button where they can, go to the next step, where they can buy something from us if I choose to. Now, this is just creating something from almost scratch. Like we have the background, but we're creating something from scratch. What I could also do if I go back to step number 1 is I could simply duplicate this by clicking here. And that creates this step number 1 copy. I can move this in the middle. So it's completely drag and drop. When I move this in the middle, I can change the headline, or in this case, I will say, I'll remove the video because I don't want the video. I'm just going to bring this guy in the middle, and I'm going to delete the subscribe button as well because it's not needed anymore. So, it's quite easy to create these different multi-part funnels for these light boxes, for these lead boxes in the software.
Love it. Like I said before, I think this is really cool. Just the fact that you can have that congruency there. A lot of times with marketing and with websites, people will perform some action, like put in their email, and then they'll get sent somewhere, and if they're confused at all one bit about what just happened, it's going to decrease the chance that they're going to take the action that you want them to take. This keeps a congruent feel to it. You can keep the same background, you can change a few things, you can keep them on that same page, not confuse them, and I feel like the likelihood that they're going to take that action is much higher.
Exactly. And I mean, that's what we're trying to do. Marketing, as you said, is all about congruency. If your message changes from one window to the other, people lose interest or they don't trust you. So we're trying to just keep it, consistent throughout.
Cool.
Yeah. Just to show you some other parts of this software as well. So you can add different medias to it. I mean, of course, we're going in with the video templates, the ready-made video templates. Oh, just to cover that too, for the ready-made templates, people will get 30 done for you video templates, as well as 12 two-step opt-in templates if they wanted to use that. So what I just did manually, I could do automatically by using one of the preset templates. But then you can also add image to it. You can add YouTube video, SoundCloud audio, or you can put in video embed, which I mentioned you can do with Vimeo or Vistia or any other player that you have. And then you have different kind of opt-in forms. Now you will see this ribbon here that says marketing. This is basically the pro version of the software, and we can talk about that in a bit. But anything that is labeled marketing is something that is only available in the pro version. I mean, the base version itself is good to use if you want to. The pro version is a bit more advanced version of the software. And again, like I said, I'll talk about the different things there. Then you can also put in social widgets. So if you wanted to get more Facebook likes, if you wanted to get more +1s on Google or more followers on Twitter, you can put those buttons in as well. You have different call to action buttons. The one I like quite a lot is like the PayPal donate button. So a lot of people who are giving away free information could just put like a PayPal donate button in there if someone chooses not to buy something still from them. So there are multiple, like we were thinking about this today, we were talking about this with a developer. If you consider all the different elements available within the software, there are over a different billion templates that you can create. That's how radical this software is. That's how many components are within the software. So 1 billion plus permutations of these templates, which is absolutely crazy. Then we have the marketing widgets, and as I mentioned, most of them are available in the upgrade. You also have the geolocation capability, so I could actually show you this here as well. So if I want to edit this, I will select all of this text. So let me just select all of this. I could change things here, change the color, change the font size, or I could add the zip code, or I could add the city or the country. So if I do that, let me extend this. So in this case, people can actually, when they land on this, when they see this pop-up, they will actually see their city name, which again makes it a lot more congruent. So like I could say, hey, we know what you need in Cebu, Philippines, because we target them based on their ISP. So that geo-targeting works really well as well.
And that's a feature that's available in the Pro version right there.
Yes, I mean these, again, you can choose the city, country, and zip code in the basic version. But in the Pro version, you can actually put the flag. You can actually show visitors on the map exactly where they are as well.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Then you can build different steps within the funnel as I'm making here. Plus you have the miscellaneous part which is again like this one's really good for local. You can put a Google map there. So if you had a business and you want to show location of that business, you could use Google Map. You can also put an HTML code. You can put a link to external website if you wanted to. Countdown timers and different layers as well. So all these different functionalities allow you to customize these video lead boxes any which way you want.
Love it. So you can be lazy like me, or you can be really creative and create as much as you want with all the different variations.
Exactly. We serve all kind of customers.
Awesome.
So that's good.
Cool.
Yeah. Great. So I think I can come back to video now if you like.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear here before you come back.
Sure.
The basic version is going to include all the stuff you showed us, except for some of that Pro stuff. So
sure.
Just show us a little bit more about that Pro version again, just so people are clear what they're going to get if they decide to upgrade to Pro.
Of course. So with the Pro version, you actually get different kind of. So first of all, you get different kind of opt-in forms. So you have opt-in forms with name and email address, like in that order, as you see. You also have opt-in forms with where you can put additional fields. For example, you can ask people for the date of birth, their favorite color, whatever you wanted to do. You could do that in here as well. Their phone number, for example, you could collect that too. And then you have, in some cases, horizontal opt-in forms. So for some preset templates, we already provide you these horizontal opt-in forms. But for the Pro version, you can unlock the entire module. And then there's this elegant kind of horizontal form that is available as well. So if I just scroll down, these are all the ones available in basic one. Then if I think about the social widgets, all of them are available in the basic version. For the buttons, you have the PayPal buy button, which you can put here. Now, here's the thing. If you wanted to put like a PayPal buy button, otherwise you would have to go to PayPal, log in there. You will have to create a button yourself. You would have to then change the color somehow. You have to create a new button from scratch to match what you have here. But in this case, because it's all preset, integrated already, you can just drag and drop that PayPal button in, put your email address, put the price you want to charge, and it's good to go.
Got it.
So it's much, much simpler to execute. This one is important, the marketing widget. So if you wanted to sell Amazon products as an affiliate, you could use this. Amazon drag and drop widget here, whereby you basically grab the product that you want to advertise, and it will instantly let you advertise that on these templates. So it'll grab the image, it'll put the image automatically on here. You can change the content, and now you can start selling products via Amazon. Same thing with the ebook. If you had like an e-cover design already, and you wanted to create like a 3D e-cover, you could do that with this one, and you can sell or you can give away ebooks in this case as well. Same thing with Teespring. What it actually does with Teespring, and it's really cool, it connects with your Teespring account. So if you're selling any kind of t-shirt, you can simply put your login details from Teespring, and it'll grab the design from Teespring and automatically populate in these pop-up templates.
And I usually ask, what's a way that you can make money with the software or the product? And I think this right here in the Pro version is an easier way of doing it, especially if you've got content that you're marketing t-shirts about, or you have Amazon things that you're marketing, or you've got ebooks that you're selling. You can make money easier using this Pro version if that's a step that you want to go in.
Exactly, and I think that's where the emphasis is. You really want to try and do it as fast as possible. The main version does allow you to create opt-in pop-ups and make sales, but this one really comes with ready-made modules, which is what most people want, actually. Most lazy people want, and I do too. I'm lazy too.
Cool. Okay. I'm much clearer on that. Thank you for showing that. Okay, I give you permission to come back to us now.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
I was missing you. All right. Cool. Okay.
Okay. So the questions I have for you now. We've seen what this all does. People always want to know, if I put this on my iPhone or my iPad, if someone comes through there, are they going to see all of this, or what happens there?
Yes, these are all mobile ready, so they do show up on mobile as well. Something like an exit pop-up doesn't show on mobile because mobile doesn't allow, but in that case we just convert it into a normal pop-up, which can show up after a time that you designate. So yes, they do work on mobile as well, as best as any other pop-up option would.
Facebook?
Yes, as long as you have an SSL certificate. Our site is already SSL, so we are secure. As long as you have an SSL site as well, you can take these and put inside of Facebook. We do have some training for that as well, I believe. So all of that is already covered there.
Okay, so that's a little bit more advanced, but it is possible for people that are in love with putting it inside of Facebook. They can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Okay. And as far as who it's for, we've seen an offline marketing example with the plumber.
Sure.
Obviously internet marketers, it's for them. Anyone else that you kind of had in mind when you created this?
Initially when we started creating this, as I mentioned, it was really for us. And at that time we were doing Facebook marketing and some video marketing. And since then it's evolved. Since then the market's evolved. And now we realize that anyone who wants to build, a list, anyone who wants to use the power of video marketing, Facebook, obviously, as I mentioned, can use something like this. But we've also found applications in local, as you just said, because we've had people who were beta testing this and they said, we show this to our clients and they love it, and we're going to work with them to create something for them. So the possibilities of this are actually quite wide. This isn't one of those tools that is like specific. This is one of the tools that you got to have, because you never know when you need it. You never know when you start getting traffic and you want to convert that into leads and sales. And I think that's where it's the most useful. So we're not pigeonholing people and saying, okay, you can only use this with Facebook, but you can actually use it in any way possible, as long as you have a website, as long as you can generate even a little bit of traffic.
And I feel like you guys are kind of losing money by not using this before with your example of getting all those leads coming in and all that money coming in. Just every time you're not capturing those leads, every time you're not putting that message in front of people, it's another opportunity missed.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually tasked out one of our employees to just take this software and put it on as many of our pages as we can. So we're looking into our analytics and seeing, which pages are getting the most traffic, and we are starting to put this in all those pages. We're designing our own templates as well. So, just so you know, we're open to adding more templates to this in future as soon as we found some that work for us really well.
As far as installing it on my website goes, is it a thing of I install a plugin on my WordPress website and like you kind of showed where you had in you could show what pages you wanted to go on. How hard is it to install?
Very simple. I mean, for WordPress, you do need to install the WordPress plugin, and you need to put a little bit of script we give you in there, and then it's seamless. I mean, then it just picks. So the connection works like this, and I don't want to make it too technical, but this is all hosted by us. So the whole application is hosted by us. When you create a template, when you create a campaign, you can download the WordPress plugin, install it on your site, and put that little bit of script in, and then it will automatically communicate with our server and pick up your templates and show them on the page that you selected.
Okay, so it's like a connector plugin. It just kind of communicates to send the information over to my site.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. I don't want to get too technical with it. I'm not that technical of a guy, anyways. Cool. Okay, Neil. Everything looks good, but I want to make sure the price, or not the price points, but the different options that are going to have different prices on the sales page here. Can you talk a little bit about those options that people are going to have?
Sure. So we have 3 licenses for the main offer. We have a 1-site license, a 10-site license, and a 500-site license. And really, it depends on how many websites you think you could use it on. I always say go for the best one because, 500 is quite a lot of value. So just if I talk about the prices quickly, the early bird, when it opens up, the 1 site will be $17, the 500 site will be $27, and the 10 site will be somewhere in the middle. I'm not quite sure. I think closer to $24 at this stage. Now, the thing about the different features that are available is obviously there's a site limitation. The ultimate one, the 500 site license, actually has analytics as well, so you can see deep analytics in that case. Then you also have the ready-made template. So the most basic version has 5 ready-made templates. The next version up has, I think, between 5 to 10 as well. And then the one with 500 site license has close to 30 video templates and 12 2-step opt-in templates. Okay. So, we have tried to give enough value for even the most basic offer. I mean, you can use it, you can create your own. But if you do go for the higher price one, you basically get everything done for you.
Nice. And I didn't ask you this, maybe I missed it. If I want to, let's say I have a client and they're looking for this kind of a service, do I need to have them buy the software, or can I put this on their sites? Like, how does that work?
Sure. So, that license is available with the upgrade, with the Marketers Pro version, as I was showing you earlier. But what you can do to put it on their site, and this is quite cool, is you will create the campaign the same way as I just showed you, and then you'll put the WordPress plugin on their site, or if it's an HTML site, you can just grab the HTML code and you can put it on there as well. And once you do that, this template will start showing up there. Now, here's the kicker. A lot of people, when they do local marketing, they say, okay, we'll sell this for $197, $297. Then what? What if you want to set up a monthly pricing? The biggest problem with setting up monthly pricing is if the client stops paying, you can't really take it away, right? But here's the cool thing. You have access to the site. So if a client stops paying, you can simply disable that template and it will stop showing up.
You just shut them down. You just shut them off from within the app, and they go, hey, what happened? And you said, well, you stopped paying. If you want to keep having this, you got to pay.
Exactly. I mean, some would say it's kind of holding them to ransom, but I think it's only fair because you can justify that, hey, all these are going through my website. You don't have to tell them it's Video Lead Box. You say, all of these are going through my website, so I'm, bearing all the additional traffic. I'm not charging you for hosting. I'm just charging you for maintaining this if something goes wrong. So that's an easy way to charge like $197 a month for a couple of templates that you create for them one-off.
And that's the Pro version that you have the ability to do that in.
Correct. So with the Pro version, we basically unlock the 500 site license, and we make it unlimited. So now you can put it on as many sites as you want. You also get the developer license with it. So now you can, as I mentioned, sell it to your clients. You can also flip the sites that you have this installed on. So you can do that too. I mean, the cool thing is you will continue to get the stats in your dashboard. So if you wanted to spy and see how it's doing, you will always have the stats available there in the dashboard. And then you also have additional features there like integration with Teespring, Amazon, PayPal as well, and as well as 28 ready-made templates, which are non-video, which are more about Teespring, Amazon, and such. So you get all of these additional features as part of the upgrade version as well.
Let me interject there. I think this is pretty cool. You mentioned that you have the stats there, and I think that's really powerful for anyone watching that is like, okay, well, sounds cool. I'd love to have a client, but how do I get the client? Well, here's how you get the client. You go out to someone and you say, hey, I've got this service where I can get you, like, I see that you've got a great website here. I see you're getting traffic. Maybe you've got a little lead box on it. I'm sure you're getting some leads there. I want to get you some extra leads. And you go and you say, I'm going to put this on your site for 30 days and just let you try it out and see what happens. You put it on their site. You check the analytics. You tweak things a little bit throughout the month so that you can get as many leads as possible for them. And then you come back to them at the end of that 30 days and you say, look, I just got you an extra 100 leads, whatever it is. And how much is a customer worth for you? And if the company has their act together, they're going to have some sort of metric on how valuable a new prospect is for them. And it just becomes a no-brainer as far as, okay, well, I got you. You're getting 20 leads a month with this. Now you're getting 100 leads a month with this. I can keep this on your site for you for 175, whatever it is you want to charge them every month if that's something you're interested in. I mean, it just makes it easier once you have those numbers that you can give to them. And if you can lead in there with a free thing, most people are going to say, okay, cool, yeah, it's free. I'll go for it. It's going to make it an easier sell for you.
Sure, exactly. And I think actually the method you've described is really good. If you don't mind, I'm going to steal that.
Go for it.
Okay, because I mean, it's like paying it forward, right? You're not even charging them upfront,
Yep.
and you're giving them a taster. Because after those 30 days, as soon as they see a lot more leads coming through, they're not going to want to say no. They're going to be like, yeah, sure, we'll pay you. Like, what do you want? Like, we love this thing. This is great. And I think that's the kind of clients that you want, who actually want to pay you money and not, say, oh, no, we can't afford to pay you. So it's like, yeah, don't pay me right now. I'm just going to install it for you. It's going to take me a whole day, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you like it after 30 days, we can reach an agreement and you can pay me $97 a month if it's worth it to you. And after 30 days, you have the stats yourself. Like you said, you can tweak it. You check it. If it's working, you're going to get paid. And I must say, I like that method quite a lot. So this is really, really strong.
Cool. I'm glad you like it. Okay, so the next one here. So everyone, all my viewers are going to end up buying that pro version and start doing this method.
I'm going to really steal that idea. I mean, this is just going to. I think this is going to give the whole product a new meaning for a lot of people. So thank you.
Cool. You're very welcome. And I think, and I can see other people. I always hear this. Like whenever a cool idea comes out, people are like, well, it's going to get saturated. No, go right now. If you go out and speak to 1,000 people a day for like 1,000 days, you know how many businesses there are out there in so many different niches, whether it's a plumber like you showed, or a lawyer, or an internet marketer, like so many websites. I don't care if everyone watching this goes out there and picks this up and starts doing it. It is impossible for this to get saturated. So just that saturate. I get that saturation question all the time. Okay, last one here. I think you have one more one-time offer.
Sure, we do. So for the last upgrade offer, we're actually giving away the 30 videos with resell, editing, white label rights. So remember when I mentioned that as part of the main offer, you get 30 done for your templates. They all have our videos we created from scratch for this product. So those videos get people to sign up. They get people to buy something from you on that page. So what we're doing actually is, because those videos are branded as ours, we're giving you the exact videos with our branding removed, that you can download, that you can edit in YouTube, Camtasia, any other software, and you can then resell them as your own, or you can reuse them as your own. So case in point, if a client said, hey, you know what, I don't want that video lead box, but I do like the video, so can you actually give me that video? You could say, okay, it's going to take me a couple of days to create that, or I'm going to edit it and I'm going to add something for you as well. It's going to take me a couple of days. So how about if you pay me like $497? The client would say, okay, let's do $397. You get paid, you basically go into Camtasia or YouTube, you add a couple more things to it, and you resell it back to them. You even put their logo on it, and that's it. So that's the license that we're giving in upgrade number 2. So it's 30 done for you videos, along with some timeline covers and ads that people could use as well. In that case, it's it's actually priced at $97, but for the early bird period, it's going to be $87, which means that each video is less than $3 a piece, which is an absolute steal.
And I want to make sure everyone knows as well that early bird there is going to be $10. You're going to have the discount off the product you see on the sales page. You're going to have $10 off the first one-time offer and $10 off the second one-time offer. So
correct.
If you're gonna buy this, if you're watching this interview, you're lucky enough to be here now, and you're gonna buy it. There's a huge incentive to not wait. Unless you want to pay more, you can pay more if you want. But there's a huge incentive to pick that up early as well. I know that you're gonna be doing a webinar for people that come in early. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so remember the case study that I was talking about, the 289 new leads and the $2,000 in revenue? Well, I want to expand on that because we did a few more tweaks to it as we went forward so that it converted better. So I wanted to share that case study with everyone, and we're doing like a training webinar. We're going to show the software in action. We're going to show exactly how to use it best practices, and how to create really cool looking lead boxes. So we're doing that webinar at 8 a.m. Eastern. And at around 9 a.m. Eastern, we're going to drop the link and give everyone the early bird price, which is only going to be valid for 3 hours. So if anyone listening this is interested to actually learn more like what went into creating this software and how they can use it best, please do attend that call with us.
Cool. Neil, again, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and best of luck with your launch.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate you having me on the call again.
I hope you enjoyed the interview today with Neil. If you are interested in picking up video lead box, you've got a couple options here. There's going to be an early bird discount starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, where it's going to go from 9 to noon, and you're going to get a discounted price on the on video lead box on the sales page, plus $10 off each of the one-time offers if you choose to upgrade to those. Plus, if you are interested, there's going to be a webinar at 8 a.m. There's a link right above the interview. Go ahead, click there, sign up, and you're going to be able to learn even more about the software from Neil himself and have the chance to win a free copy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.